Should you drink red raspberry leaf tea during your pregnancy to help induce your labor, prepare you for birth? Is there any evidence that it actually does anything? We're going to discuss that in this video to help you decide whether or not you should be drinking red raspberry leaf tea during your pregnancy. Hey, I'm Gina. I'm a perinatal fitness trainer and birth doula, currently pregnant with baby number 4. And so all of these natural induction methods are definitely things that I am wanting to know more about and potentially considering incorporating into my birth preparation routine.
And I'm Roxane. I'm a labor and delivery nurse and student midwife. And this is a very frequent question that we get of when should we drink red raspberry leaf tea? Is it actually effective? And how much should we drink?
And so we're going to answer those questions in this video. Before we find out whether or not red raspberry leaf tea has any evidence to it, I want to share that my book, Training for Two, is now available for pre-order. Training for Two teaches you how to use prenatal fitness to help support a strong pregnancy as you prepare for birth. And you can check out Training for Two down in the notes below.
So does red raspberry leaf tea help either induce your labor or start labor? And the answer, based off of research, is no. There is no research that supports red raspberry leaf tea does anything. But this does not mean that it doesn't do anything. It just means that nobody wanted to pay the money to do the research study. So there is a lot of anecdotal evidence that supports that red raspberry leaf tea can help to strengthen the uterus or tone it a little bit more to make it a little bit stronger. It can help support you during your menstrual cycle when you have your period. And it can help to support you throughout your pregnancy as you're preparing for birth. And some folks even say to drink it during labor to help your uterus be stronger with its contractions as well. So the anecdotal evidence supports that it potentially is toning the uterus to, one, decrease the length of labor, specifically the active labor portion, as well as decrease your likelihood of having a postpartum hemorrhage because it's, again, toning the uterus so it's able to contract down a lot stronger.
Red raspberry leaf tea also is very high in antioxidants, which can be beneficial for you to drink throughout your pregnancy. So another question is, when should you start drinking it, and how much of it should you be drinking throughout your pregnancy? And there's kind of mixed recommendations on this based on who you're speaking to, but your provider can, one, be a good source to ask about what their recommendations are for when to start and how much to drink. Some sources say to drink 1 cup per trimester. So in your first trimester, drink 1 cup, and your second, drink 2. And then when you make it to third trimester, make 3. Some say to wait until your third trimester. So again, this can be an important thing to discuss with your provider on whether or not you should drink it, and then when should you start drinking it. And so for me personally, I typically wait until at least halfway through my pregnancy, closer to my third trimester, before I start incorporating the red raspberry leaf tea into my nightly routine. And I'll drink about 1 to 2 cups at night during my third trimester.
For me, the recommendations from my midwife is to start around 34 to 35 weeks pregnant and then drink 4 to 5 cups a day. So it was a lot easier to do with my first pregnancy because I really loved the taste of red raspberry leaf tea just by itself. So I would either have the tea bags or loose leaf tea that I would just add to my tumbler that had a strainer on it and make 4 or 5 cups throughout the day when I was at work. Or I would make it as my nighttime drink before going to bed. But again, I loved the taste of it just by itself. So it was really easy to do that throughout the day because I didn't have to worry about bringing honey or bringing lemons with me because I just liked the taste, that bitter red raspberry taste.
I, however, do not like just the taste by itself, and I prefer drinks to be a little bit sweeter. And so I like to add honey to my red raspberry leaf tea. But that's a big difference between Roxanne and I. I want all the sugar in my drink, and she's I would like plain and sadness.
Gina likes her coffee with a sugar milk with a little bit of coffee, and I just like
splash
coffee.
Of espresso.
Some people will make, if you don't really like hot drinks, you can make iced red raspberry leaf tea. So some people will make a whole pitcher of 4 to 5 cups of the red raspberry leaf tea, and that's seeps overnight, and then you're just able to make full glasses of cold red raspberry leaf tea to drink throughout the day. I would probably add a little bit of sugar to that because cold iced tea without any sweetener, some people don't enjoy.
Now, are there any side effects to drinking red raspberry leaf tea? Is there any risks to taking it? Because even though there's not any sort of evidence that supports it does anything, is there any evidence that supports it's harmful in any way?
So the evidence that does incorporate red raspberry leaf tea into it, the one biggest side effect is that it could cause GI upset. So like it could cause your belly to get upset with either diarrhea or potentially nausea. But there's not a ton of other like reported side effects other than anecdotally there are some that say potentially the uterus when it does start to contract, it could either contract too much. And that's really the only other side effect that I've heard of with red raspberry leaf tea. But it could have just been like coincidence where like they came in after drinking it, but they were already in labor. And so like they just said, oh, it's due to this red raspberry leaf tea that you're having these contractions prematurely.
During my pregnancy, when I drank the red raspberry leaf tea, I would feel like my belly would kind of tighten. Like there weren't any contractions that were happening, but I would feel like my uterus was like tightening down on itself when I would drink the tea. And then as soon as I was done drinking, my uterus would relax again. So that was kind of a side effect that I felt during my pregnancy, but it would make sense that I would be doing that if the red raspberry leaf tea is supposed to help tone the uterus. Like it's essentially like my uterus is kind of working out as I was drinking the tea.
And I never experienced any tightening or cramping, so every person kind of experiences it differently. And so that's why some of these side effects, like some people might have that GI upset, some people might have the tightening of their belly, and it's just person dependent. So discussing any sort of natural induction method with your provider can be really beneficial because they might have a different experience with people who used this method versus us.
So does red raspberry leaf tea induce your labor? I would say no, it does not. However, it can potentially help your body prepare for labor by strengthening your uterus, which could have benefits during labor and then also in the postpartum as well. So let us know down in the comments below, did you drink red raspberry leaf tea throughout your pregnancy? Did you find it to be beneficial? Did you experience any of the side effects? And if you talked about it with your provider, what was their recommendation? Did they want you to drink it your whole pregnancy? Was it just at the end? Were they pretty dismissive about it and were like, it doesn't do anything, don't bother, don't waste your time? So let us know down in the comments below because we would love to hear your experience. If you want more support throughout your pregnancy, check out our online prenatal fitness programs. Our online prenatal fitness programs are designed to help you stay strong throughout your pregnancy, pain-free, and then also to prepare you for birth. So in addition to these natural induction methods, we can spend our whole pregnancy preparing to create space within our pelvis, releasing tension within our pelvic floor, and not only support our baby's position, but to support an easier labor progress. And so we offer our prenatal fitness programs in two formats. We have our app-based program, which is self-paced and a list of exercises with demo videos. And then we also have our on-demand program, which are full-length workout videos that you can watch and work out with at the same time.
And if you're looking for a childbirth education course, check out our online childbirth education course where we discuss the science of labor and birth to take away some of that mystery so it's not as scary. We're also discussing labor positions as well as birthing options, maybe induction methods, as well as pain relief options that you have during labor to kind of help you formulate that birthing plan to bring to your providers to discuss all of your options during labor. And you can check out all of our offerings and use code YouTube10 as a thank you for watching this video to get 10% off any of our fitness programs and courses that we offer. And you can then bundle our childbirth education course with our prenatal fitness to get an additional 10% off and combine that with the 10% off. It's basically free.
Check it all out at mamasayfit.com and stay tuned for the next episode of this natural induction series to find out whether or not there's something that you could do during pregnancy to induce your labor if you are tired of being pregnant or if you're just trying to prepare your body for birth.